Hi everyone. This is Victor, and this is Approaching Your Future. And this time, we don't have Donna with us today because she could not be here, and that's okay because I'm going to be talking about a lot of interesting things regarding approach and how to get credits, college credits more specifically, through our institution in this summer, and how you can also get college credit even if you're outside of our institution in the future. We're going to be talking about how to get credits for college and CLAP exams. But with no longer further ado, like Donna says, let me get started. Welcome to Approaching Your Future podcast with your hosts, Donna Khan and Victor Ribeiro, where we take steps forward towards your goals. And this time we're going to be talking about the CLAP exam, which is one of the newest additions to our summer curriculum here at Approach, as well as something that I have personally taken in the past. I did take a few CLAP exams, and I truly recommend. So let's get started, right? Before we even start, actually, um, let me tell you guys a little bit about the CLAP exam. So when you're here in the United States, and if you're going to high school or if you're going to an ESL school, there are many ways that you can step up and kind of like level up on your career path and your academic path. There are ways in which you can transfer from approach, for example, to a four-year university, one of our partner universities, which you can find in our website, for example, without needing to take a TOEFL exam. You just need to finish the whole all the ESL courses, and that's one of the ways in which you can step up, right? But in addition to that, there are other specific ways that you can step up and get college credit. And this opportunity came up this summer, which when our leadership team decided to put the BP business programs and academic advanced academic preparation programs as a CLAP course. And what does that mean? That means that your teacher is gonna pretty much apply all the content that is required in a CLAP exam in your class, and you're gonna learn everything that is fitting that requirement. There will be like a line of different subjects based on the class that you choose, which your teacher is gonna be walking you through it. After you finish this period of pretty much when you finish your classes, you will have the option of taking the CLAP exam, which should be probably $80 or $90 maximum. And once you take this exam, you have to achieve at least, I think the maximum points is 80, and you have to get a 50 to pass on the exam, right? And that varies for different educational institutions here in the United States. Maybe the school that you're applying for and that you're trying to validate those credits that you got through CLAP, maybe they require only a 45 or a 40, which is something that is interesting to know. But I hope I'm not getting you guys confused. I'm going to explain a little bit more what the CLAP exam really is. And for that, I'm going to be sharing my screen. So hopefully you guys can see this. All right. So here we are on the collegeboard.org, which is the website where you make the subscription for the CLAP exam, as well as finding out all the content that will be required for the CLAP exam that you're taking. Also, guys, reminding again, this exam, once you take the exam and you get the minimum requirement, which is like the minimum grade that is required for you, you will be able to transfer those credits to a four-year university, which pretty much means that you're not going to have to spend one whole semester studying one of the classes to then not only have to pay full tuition or half tuition for that, but then when you get to the end, it's just pretty much like a normal college class when you can take that through CLAP and use your college time to classes that are more interesting to you and classes that you think that would be more unique in your curriculum. So here we have the College Board website, and one of the really interesting things that you'll probably see first is that they have ways to register for the SIT, right? College Boards does do the SITs, and not just limited to that. There is AP, there is a section here for College Search, and there are other programs that you can find on College Board if you're interested on pursuing a longer academic path, right? But since we're here to talk about the CLAP exam, then let's click here on CLAP. And as you can see, earn college credit with CLAP. Pretty much, there are more than 2,900 universities that are currently accepting CLAP. Here in Massachusetts, more specifically, I know for a fact that Emerson College, which is the college that I went to, they do accept CLAP exams too, as a way to pretty much make up for certain credits. When I had to take my own CLAP exam, I had to fulfill the humanities criteria and requirements of my curriculum. And that was really helpful. Like I said, I pretty much saved myself from staying in college for one extra semester because I took this test, right? So, anyways, go in here, they kind of like give you those same reasons as I said before. Why would you choose CLEP? Because you can save money and you can get your degree faster. If you're trying to stay in college only for 3 years, you can take, I think, at least two or three CLAP courses, depending on the school that you're at, if they accept that, for example, right? And you take two or three and you can eliminate two or three classes out of your curriculum, and those two or three classes will help you because you will probably graduate earlier, but also you dedicate more of your time and focus to the classes that really matters to you. So, and if you didn't know, also like here at Approach, of course, we're gonna be taking this the clap course as a full course. The art teachers are gonna provide all the lectures that are needed for you to be successful in the final exam, but the final exam is not a requirement. It's only if you want. I do recommend to take this exam because that's more college credit for you. But if going to college after Approach is not your part of your plan, that's okay. I still recommend that though, because that's a good way to test what you have absorbed from those CLAP classes, right? But talking about the CLAP test more specifically, um, you will be taking the CLAP exam at an official test center. That could be in one of the schools around Boston that are authorized to conduct this test. And guys, just keep in mind, this CLAP exam you will only take after you finish your whole semester here, right? Like after your teacher teaches you everything about that CLAP class, you'll be able to then take the exam if you want. And when you choose to take the exam, you have a few options of locations where you can go and take this exam, right? I myself, I took it at Bunker Hill Community College, which is not too far from downtown. It's clear near Somerville. Great place. There are other students there. They have a really nice lab for tests. So I would also recommend going there. But if there is any other location that is closer to your house, then you're free to go there as long as you take the test if it's within your plans. And the test is pretty much multiple choice questions, depending on the subject that you're studying. Like for example, I did history of the United States from the 1600s until 1878. That was quite a lot of content, and there were no open-ended questions. All the questions were multiple choice. And to be honest, what makes it a little bit stressful, it's because you need to take the test in about 90 to 120 minutes to complete the whole test, which is honestly plenty time, right? But I'm usually not the best on tests because I guess I get anxious when I see the timing. But if you're one of those people that can take tests and are not scared of seeing the clock ticking, that's completely fine. Um, Regardless, I think 90 to 120 minutes is more than enough, so you should be good. So CLAP exams are offered year-round at more than 2,000 CLAP test centers worldwide. So pretty much you can take this exam whenever you want as long as you're ready. Here at Approach, we're teaching the class, so we advise you to take this exam after you finish your class so you can have the best results. But if it's a subject that you're already familiar with and you would like to test and try it out, you can take the test twice. And the first time you can take it, the second time you can take, and it's if you have a higher grade, it's gonna pretty much replace the lower grade. So if that's something that is interesting to you, just know you have the freedom and flexibility to schedule this test for whenever you want, pretty much. And another really really cool factor, because when I was taking my CLAP exam, I needed the results pretty much immediately because I needed to know if I passed or not, if I was going to have to stay for another semester or not. And the best thing is that when I first took this exam, I got the results and I got much higher than I thought I would get and much higher than I needed. So it was really good for me in a way. I it pretty much gave me peace of mind right away. So, but they say here that it's exempt for college composition and Spanish with writing. So, if you have writing tests, they might take a little longer for you. And here, finally, anyone can take the CLAP exam. No matter your background or academic background, you can take the CLAP exam. But no, when you choose one subject, you have to study it very thoroughly because it's a lot of content usually. So let's see here um, the CLAP exams that they have available, and you can have an idea, for example, of how it is, right? So this is for the requirement of history and social sciences, right? All these exams, guys, like most of these, they can be, like I said, they will and can replace a class in college. So it's really cool that they can offer you all these options because if you're going to college and you already took one of these classes and you don't want to take it again, all you have to do is study a little bit of the content they have for it and you can take the test and you're all set. If you pass on the test, you're good. You can even learn world languages and also keep in mind that um, you know these world languages could be counted as a requirement for a different institution. Like, let's say if you're going to Boston universities and they have a language requirement, these are the four requirements that you can go through with the CLAP exam. And honestly, only a few schools will accept different languages than Spanish and French and English. It's pretty rare to even see German, for example. So keep in mind that if you're going for a world language requirement, make it accessible. And if you know the school that you're going to transfer to, then you're all good, as long as you know, right? But I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go up. And at the time when I took the CLAP exam, my requirement was for history and social sciences. So I was pretty last minute in college when I did this. And I remember I picked one that made more sense to me, that wasn't too hard, right? I mean, by that, I mean that didn't have too much content to study because I only had 1 month to study for that. And I do not recommend you only studying 1 month for the CLAP exam. It's hectic. But once you click on the course, of course, you will always have this button here to register. Um, but there are pretty much all the specifications of how the test will be, and how the content is divided. And they also have knowledge and skills required, which, like I say, like CLAP is for everyone, but at the same time, you need to have the English skills to really be successful. So one of the things that they want is like you need to identify and describe historical phenomena, analyze and interpret historical phenomena, compare and contrast historical phenomena. So for each different course that you're taking, and if your CLAP course is not the same as this one, you will also have the same area here of knowledge and skill required. It's just important because sometimes CLAP can go pretty far on business courses or something like this, and you just want to make sure that you have what is required. You have the background for it. You have the foundations for it. So topical specifications, pretty much this is how the test will be divided and how the content is divided. I do remember that there were only few diplomacy, international relations, and economic developments topics related to it, like in the test. But going back here, guys, this is for this specific CLAP exam, right? This is for history of the United States, early colonization to 1877, which is basically like for the 1600s until 1877. Actually, a small number of questions of the Americas before the 1500s, which I had to study, and I honestly loved it because I'm a history junkie. But anyways, so the chronological specifications here, they also say, based in time, how they're going to be dividing the test and how much you have to study. I do remember that they even say here only a few questions are related to this time here. But knowing history, I knew that there could be a few very interesting questions formalizing between the time of like the 1600s and the 1789, you know it's really cool that they give you like a really good idea of like how the test is based, because right here that's not a huge time difference, honestly. There are a lot of things happening in this time frame here in history, of course, but you can see that like they put the 70% in this shorter time span, meanwhile the 30% goes through a longer one. I found that pretty accessible, pretty good, honestly. And in addition to this information, they also have all the topics that you will have to study to be successful on this CLAP exam, which you can see detail by detail, right? And here, I remember when I first did my CLAP exam, I actually signed up for a course on Coursera, or it was one of those online course platforms that actually walked me through all this content. And all I had to do was take notes and read. Like they would give you the content to the PDFs of the books that they use, and you would pretty much read. I think that if you are a person that can be self taught, if you can teach yourself things, this would help you too. You know, you can follow the instructions of your teacher, but you can also check here and see where else you can find more content if you want to get deeper into that subject. So it can be really, really good for you, and the benefits are limitless too. So right here you see the whole how the survey goes, like how the course goes, like the details and the topics. And right here, guys, you can see the score information. So for you to gain credits, you need to get at least 50. You have to score at least a 50, and it gives you 3 credits for the semester. So that's very important to know. And that's this information here needs to always be double checked with whatever institution you have. You're basically like whatever institution you're studying at. Like for approach, we will have different requirements. Actually, we don't even require you to take the test. But if you'd like to officialize your credits and make not just the credit worthy, but to be used in your college path, you need to know if the school that you're transferring to actually accepts that. So keep in mind, this is important, very important information here. And they say that here. Each institution reserves the right to set its own credit granting policy, which may differ from the American Council on Education. Contact your college to find out the score required for credit and number of credit hours granted. So that's a very important detail, right? In addition to all that, if you're looking for other study guides or things like this, you can also find some materials that they sell. But like I said, you can find a lot of these things too online for free. You can find review classes on YouTube, focusing on the CLAP exam that you're taking. So I would say before you buy or you make any purchase of this matter, I would say look up and research to see if you actually need to buy it or if you can find this content for free somewhere. And then the resources, right? There are other download links that you have here that will help you and give you more direction on the test. But this is pretty much it. For each CLAP exam, they have a very concise page that gives you all the details that you need to be successful on the test. In addition, I think that one of the major things is that the CLAP exam is not just made to be a test. It's not just made to be something that you gain credits from. It's actually tailored so you can learn. And I learned a lot about US history by studying through this CLAP exam, and I definitely recommend any person that has the same interest to do the same. It is a very valid and important test that can just put you much farther than many other ESL students if you're at approach. Or it's the test that can save you money if you're in college already and you need to make up credits for an elective. So just keep that in mind and know that there are a lot of options of subjects that you can use to get your credits. As long as you know where you want to be, you'll be all set. And don't forget to triple check information. If you're transferring to another institution, it is your duty to make sure that your credits are actually transferable. All right? So this will be for it. This will be for today, guys. Sorry. It will be it. And if you guys have any questions regarding the CLAP exam, if you guys have any questions regarding um, how to get credits and all the next steps that I mentioned. For example, you can transfer to a partner university without taking a TOEFL exam. And you can transfer to that same partner university if you have a CLAP exam and you scored a high, more than 50, let's say, and whatever school you transfer to accepts that. You'll not only be exempt from the TOEFL, but you'll also be saving money and not having to take one specific class that could probably cost you a lot. This is like $80 that could easily be translated into $1,500 depending on the institution that you're taking these classes from. So, don't take it for granted. Enjoy this opportunity. Talk to your teachers, talk to your peers, and evaluate the possibility of actually taking this test because it can only benefit you. All right. So I'll be staying around here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching Approaching Your Future. And for those who are listening, thank you for listening. We have much more coming up, and in upcoming dates, Donna is going to be here with me. So it's going to be even more fun. But for those who are taking the CLAP exam and those that are taking the CLAP classes, just make sure that you can bring your questions to us. We'll be more than happy to help you. And good luck on your exam. You definitely learn a lot. All right. So, bye, everybody. We're signing off. Thank you for watching Approaching Your Future. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m., we'll be here. And if you have any questions, you guys know where to find us. Good afternoon. Thank you so much.